Namaste Friends! Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly. Today's practice is yoga for riders. Riders, we've got to move our bodies too, so grab any props that you think you would need, pillow, blanket, blocks, unroll the mat, unpeel the edges. Together, let us do this. And welcome, maybe even my new rider friends. Join me in a standing position. Because we're always riding and sitting and slumped over, we're going to stand. So really just find your footing, find your feet and just lift them up and plant each foot inside of the hips. And just allow yourself to really press into the earth and just inhale and just power up from the soles of the feet, spiraling up to the calves, wrapping around the backs and the fronts of the knees, the hamstrings, waking up that booty, waking up the core by drawing the core back towards the spine. Inhale as we raise that heart up. Exhale it out, finding length in the neck, humbly tucking the chin and standing up tall. From here, my beautiful riding friends, right, since we're always so arched over, typing away, we're going to do a little robin's breath. We're going to just kind of find some flexion and some expansion in the spine. So we're going to inhale, open the arms up wide, and then we're going to exhale, dive forward, bringing hands, palm kissing palms forward. And know that if you have any restrictions, I've had this shoulder injury, so know that you can take things at your own pace and come up to standing into an Anjali Mudra. So take 5 of these breaths at your own pace. Let the arms open, expand, be where you're at in your body. Find that space, that edge between not enough and too much. 2 more. Exhale it up. We're going to find some movement and we're going to stretch this body because we're always, I know I've been editing my book off and on for 3 years and I'm on my last round of edits, which I thought were done like a month ago, and they're not. It's always a joke when you think you're done, you're never done. Awesome. And from here, maybe just take a moment and wiggle it out. And then take a moment to wiggle out the head. And just maybe take a little organic movement. The neck is always so tight, and I know most of us hold our tension. So we're going to inhale, doing some spirals, and if you want, you can shake out your hands. I know I'm a mom of 3, so I'm like a super multitasker. I know some people think that you can't get like a lot of things done, but I beg to disagree with that. And then now we're going to spiral the opposite direction. Use that breath. Bring it in. With yoga, we tie on our breath with our body. We're joining. It's the union. Exhale forward. Maybe wiggle out the knees, wiggle out the arms. Inhale to standing. Exhale, chin high to the sky. You can use your helping hands here. I'm feeling wiggly, so I'm just wiggling out my legs. Let yourself be wiggly if you're wiggly. Exhale to the left. Let that neck open up. Maybe wiggle out that left arm too. Get your jiggle wiggles out. Inhale to the center. And if you're like me, exhale to the right. You might be like, oh, I should really be writing right now. Right? It's the plague of a writer, of an author, just like always wanting to be getting your ideas down on the page. Or sometimes there's even writer's block. That's not fun. Movement can help us move through writer's block too. Awesome work, my friends. And now we're just going to take a little bounce. And we're just going to do like a little bit of a yogi jumping jack. So from here, we're just going to go exhale. And we're going to touch up high. If your shoulders, my shoulder is getting there. Ooh, it's feeling good. I can hop. And then we're going to exhale down. And we're going to do 5 of these. So we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Take these at your own pace. Inhale up, exhale together. Inhale, move the body because motion creates emotion. And if you are a writer, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, children's picture books, memoir, young adults, middle grade fiction, did I already say that? You need movement. That might have been more than 5, and that's okay. So yogi jumping jacks, shaking it on out. We're moving our body. Awesome work. From here, we're going to release that right foot facing the short edge of the mat. That hind foot, the toes are going to face the corner of the mat. This is the warrior 1. So we're going to bend into that front leg, right? The knee wants to come down, and when you peek down, you want to just see the tips of the big toe. You just don't want to go all the way forward. But if your hamstrings and your hips are not allowing it, you can go more shallow here, or you can go deeper by walking this hind foot out. Really root the four corners of the feet. Yoga, four corners, 2 in the heel, 2 in that upper pad. Down to the earth, hips facing the short edge of the mat. Really activate your muscles through the soles of the feet, almost like you're ripping the soles of the feet away from the mat. Inhaling up to the calves, the hamstrings, really engaging through the core and the upper body. You can inhale, hands can be bent at side, float up high to the sky, cactus arm. Find what feels good for you. And again, if you have restrictions or injuries, you have to listen to your body, because we're not here to injure ourselves. So from here, we're going to pause and we're going to take 3 breaths. And I really like to do a counting breath, so you can follow me if you will. We're going to inhale to the 3 count in, exhale to the 5 count out. So try with me. Inhale. I messed it up. Inhale, 3 in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 more. Right, when we're in our head too much, things go awry. It's true. I just proved that right there. Inhale, 3 count. Exhale. I know sometimes when I overthink it, just like I did again, I really will cut my breath off right away. So notice that in yourself too. From here, we're going to exhale that front foot straight, and we're going to come in for a pyramid. Pyramid pose, hips tip forward. We're going to tip down. If you have blocks, this is an excellent opportunity to utilize those blocks, or else you can use the top of the thigh. You can exhale forward. You can grab yourself a wall, a stool, or you can exhale and you can hinge forward to the upper top of the shin. Or if your body is like rocking it out and you're feeling like you can touch the floor, go for it. So find your body, find the variation that works best for you. As we return to that 3 count in and 5 count out. Exhale. Inhale into 3. Exhale out. Notice your hands. Notice your wrists. How are they feeling? Right? If we're typing or writing or whatever it is that we're doing in our creative self, even painting, I paint sometimes, and our wrists can get really tight. So maybe you could give your wrists a little love on the block, just stretching it out here. Awesome work, my lovelies. From here, we're going to inhale, we're going to raise that body up. Ha ha ha. We're going to do a little transition. So we're going to transition, we're going to get a little bit creative here. So we're going to just face the left feet facing toes, facing the long edge of the mat, and then the right toes are facing that short edge of the mat. We're going to take a triangle pose here, which this is a really fun creative pose, and it's really good for the body, the mind, the soul, all the things. So I like to actually have a block for this one, so you can grab a book, a block, or a hefty water bottle, whatever you got, my friends. So from here, hips facing that long edge of the mat, arms can go long and strong. Again, if you have restrictions in your hips, shoulders, knees, whatever it is, just listen to your body. So from here, we're going to exhale. Feel what it feels like to move from the shoulder versus the hip. So this pose, we're going to actually guide from the hip, because our body naturally wants the shoulders to whack over, and then the hips are left flat. So what we're really trying for is we're taking that hip, we're hinging the hip, and then the shoulders are going to follow. So we're going to come down and we're going to stack shoulders over shoulders if that works, or we're going to get the hand on the hip, raise that heart as much as you can. If your shoulder is like on the bottom one, like you can come up here and you can take a little rest. And you always want a gentle bend in the knees, because in all joints in yoga, as you breathe that breath in, these gentle bends, micro bends, are allowing us to keep healthy joints. A lot of times what happens is we lock the joints and the ligaments and the tendons, and we are hurting ourselves, and we are creating tears and rips, and we're not helping ourselves. So be very mindful of your joints as you breathe that breath in and let it go out. Listening to that body, doing what your body will do. Breathing that in and letting it go. One more breath in. Let it go. Awesome work. From here, we're gonna hinge out, and then we're gonna lengthen those arms long, bend into that front knee, right? So the hips are still open, the arms are open long. Again, if you have shoulder injuries that are just kicking your pants, you can have the hands on the hips. You can release the arms long. Find that inner strength in that body as you breathe that breath in and let it go. Bring that breath in. Let it go. Awesome work. From here, we're going to inhale, raising it up, 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 high to the sky. Usually I would bang out some sort of downward facing dog, but since I've had this shoulder injury, I am in the healing process, so we're not going to hurt our bodies. So we're going to exhale, hinge forward, and right, my feet are stacked differently, and if you had your feet in the right positioning, yours will be too. So stack both feet together. We're going to hinge forward and do a wide-legged forward fold. Grab those blocks if you would like. Forward fold, bend into those knees if that feels good for you. Give yourself just a little moment here. Because as I am not in the shape to be doing a downward dog, maybe you are, you could take a downward dog if that feels good for you, but I still love the benefits of inversions. Because getting that heart below the head is awesome. Nope, head below heart. But I'm not really in that space right now, and that's okay. So from here, we're going to inhale, raising it up. Now we're going to transition that left foot, toes facing the short edge of the mat. And now this foot, we're going to walk forward, right? So we're getting back into that warrior one. So you're setting yourself up again like you're on that set of skis. Gentle bend to that hind knee. Really bending into that front foot as you're tearing the mat away from each other. We're going to inhale, face those hips, face the heart, facing the short edge of the mat. Inhale, find your arms, bend at the hips. Cactus, the arms, is a bend 90-degree arm. Or exhale, high to the sky, summoning your inner warrior with a 3 count in, 5 count out. Ready? 3 count in, 5 count out. And you might find the inhale is more difficult than the exhale, or the exhale is more difficult than the inhale. Don't overthink it, just do it. Because when we breathe, we're helping slow down some of those thoughts. Often, especially in exercise, I know that the mind will be like, I'm not doing this right, blah, blah, blah. Or with writing, right? The mind likes to tell us all sorts of things. So breathe that breath in. Exhale it out. Awesome work. From here, we're going to inhale, straightening out that front leg, right? But we're still finding those micro bends to the legs and the knees. And from the hips, my body is pointing out. So find your body. Hello, come back. Exhale, hinge forward. If you want, rock out, grab those blocks, my friends, or you can reach for that upper thigh, gently resting. Just you want to make sure that your weight is in your core and held up by your butte and your legs. Exhale, you can also hinge below the knee. You just don't want to rest on the knee because we want healthy joints to the top of the shin. Or if your body is very bendy, you can bendy all the way down to the floor and get your Gumby on as you bring that 3 count in. Exhale that 5 count out. Bring that breath in. Get the exhale out. Inhale that breath in. Let it go. From here, my friends, we're going to exhale, leading with the back of the heart. If you have a block, take one with you. I like these styrofoam. I don't know if it's styrofoam. It's like foamy. I actually have an aversion to styrofoam, so it's not styrofoam. Otherwise, I would be cringing and running away, screaming in the opposite direction. Versus cork. Cork is really good for like putting your balancing and your body weight on. These lighter weight ones are better for lifting like this. So rearranging the right foot facing the long edge of the mat, coming in for a triangle, exhaling arms long and strong, or if you need a bend, right, depending on shoulders, hips, all the things. So feel what it feels like to hinge. Okay, notice the shoulders trying to go first. Take it from the hip. Hips go first, shoulder follows the lead, right? So the triangle, you can hang out up here if you need to. You can hang out down at the calf, or if again you're feeling extra bendy, you can bendy all the way down to the floor, or you can use that block as you raise the heart up. And again, it's not a one size fits all. The body is so different for us all. Bringing that breath in, letting it go. bringing that breath in and letting it go. Bring the breath in. My children are in the refrigerator. Please go play. I will see you guys in a little bit. Thank you. Bringing that breath in. We've got to get an apple. Sometimes you need yourself an apple snack. Jackie. Bring that breath in. This is me working through distractions, right? When I write, it's constantly. So we're going to exhale, coming up to standing. Now we're going to bend into that front knee, coming in for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Arms are going to go long and strong, or gentle bend here. You can put that block down. It's not really helping us right here. So allowing yourself to tap into the inner warrior, so you bring that breath in and let it go. No matter what we're doing in life, there's always distractions, whether it's kids, dogs, jobs, life, cars, people. Our notifications on our phone, which I highly recommend, turn the notifications off. I know when I write, I sleep. When I do most things, I actually turn my phone on silent, and I always think, if I want to call someone, I'm going to call them. And if they call me, I'll see it and I'll call them back, because we're so distracted. And as you know, right, if you are a writer and you are writing a book, or if you're a blogger like me, or just a journaler, use that breath. There's lots of distractions and they'll pull us out, and we need to give our full focus into what we're doing, right? Inhaling it up. We're working through distractions. Both feet facing the long edge of the mat. And from here, we're going to bring it up to standing by just gently toe heeling. And it just is exactly what it sounds like. Toes go in, heels go in. Toes go in, heels go in. And now we're going to shake it out. I have this lovely carpet with this nice fluffy mat that likes to push my mat off. So I'm gonna push it over. Move your mat, set yourself up for success. Then we're gonna take some balancing poses here, right? So we're gonna find your feeding, find your grounding, find some length in that spine. Maybe just exhale forward, fold for a little moment. First, find that half flat back again. Maybe move that head side to side, right? The rider's back. And we're gonna do just some, before our balancing pose, we're gonna do some kind of half standing cow and cats. Because I want this to be a standing pose, since most of us writers sit all the time. So maybe you have a standing desk and you're awesome. You're ergonomically correct. So we're gonna inhale, we're gonna arch that back, big, big, big. Like a black cat, or flexing it, and then we're gonna exhale, arch down. And my mind used to always get so confused, what is arching versus flexing, and sometimes it will be like, what is that? Right? Arching is when you drop the navel and you bring the sit bones up high and the chin up high. Inhale, flexion is when that back is like a big whoop, a big bumpy hill. Exhale down. Chin up high. It might feel a little awkward. It's okay to be awkward, right? Our bodies need to move in ways. And the spine, right? Especially from sitting all the time. So good. Inhale from here. Now we're gonna just exhale. We're gonna twist to one side, because I think our spine needs some love real quick before we go into our balancing pose. So we're gonna twist from the center, twist to that right. You can bring the hands back. You can fly the arms out. If you want, you can even add in a chair pose here, right? We're gonna sit back here. Bring that breath in. Let it go. Modify for your shoulders, modify for your knees and hips. Inhale, raising to center. Exhale, twist to the left side from the center. And then you can sit back in that chair. Twists are great. They just wring out that spine, cleansing that spine, bringing that breath in. Letting it go, listening to your body. Inhale to center. Now, meeting me for this lovely figure 4. So, depending on your knees and your hips, it's going to be different. If you've got some wicked injuries in your hips and your knees, and you're like, I cannot balance on one foot, you can just do a chair pose, which is just going to be rooting into the earth, sitting back into the sit bones. Or if you would like to join me, you can exhale, really rooting that right foot into the earth. Now we're going to inhale, bringing that left leg up. We're going to roll out that ankle. Give it some love. Hug it in. Now we're going to just gently exhale. We're going to externally rotate out at the hip as we bring the heel, and you can use the hand on the opposite side to help get that heel across that midline. And every time, I love this fun fact, we cross the midsection, we're growing our brain cells. So from here, again, don't be on your joint. You want to be above the joint. My body is tipping, so Find your balance. Whew, find a drishti, a visual point. Now we're gonna exhale, we're gonna sit back. You can also do this laying on your back if this isn't working for you. So you can literally lay on your back, put one leg up, cross the midsection, hug in. It's a great stretch here for the body. So you can bring a fist and join with the other hand. You can bring Anjali Mudra. You can get creative and crafty with your hands like you do with your writing. We don't need to do writing fingers. We need to do more stretches here of alleviating those cramping positions. Finding that center with that 3 count in, 5 count out. Sit back in those sit bones as much as you can. Maybe you need a chair here. Bring that breath in. Letting it go. 2 more breaths. Find your focus. If you float or fall out, come back in. Let it go. Work through that distraction of the mind. Let it go. Slowly come up. Unhinge. Woo, fall or float out. Whatever your body does. Woo, shake it out. My hip flexor is burning on fire, so maybe give yourself a little dog leg. Like you're hitting that sweet spot. Shake it out. All right, find your opposite side. So root that left foot into the earth. Find that strength. And I didn't say this with the opposite side, but be aware the hip really likes to pop out. So really hug the hip in by finding that inner strength, and almost like you have this like arrow that's going whoop and helping you stand up as straight as your body will allow, of course. So as we root that left foot into the earth, we're going to raise up the right, hug it up towards the center for a breath here. Then we're going to externally rotate, helping ourselves, right? Left hand sweeps under the heel, crosses that midsection, and rests the outside, that bony part of the foot on the top, the mid of the thigh. So check, you can go up higher. You just don't want to be resting on the knee. Finding your inner strength as you root into the earth and just maybe repeating, I am rooted. I am rooted. Okay, now whatever works best for you, finding a mudra or hand position that feels good for you. Sometimes this fist position feels so good for me because it's like, I'm like pounding and then I'm pushing and it's pushing and pulling and it's good. So finding that inner strength as we're bringing that 3 count breath in. I am rooted. Exhale, 5 out. Finding that inner strength. 3 breaths in. Really finding your focus and just being with yourself where you are. 5 count out. You've got 2 more of these in you. Working through the shake, working through the burn. I'm shaking, I'm burning. Last one, you've got this. Really push yourself. And you float out. And that's okay. That happens a lot of the times. Whew. Shaking that on out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that booty. Awesome work, my beautiful friends. From here, we're going to make our way down to the ground. Exhale. And whatever works best for you, you can find yourself in a forward fold. If you are feeling it and you can rock back a downward facing dog, you can do that. Or you can just step down into a tabletop position on all fours. And from the tabletop position, however you can get your butt on the earth, do that now. So if it's swinging the legs around, sometimes it's grunts and groans and depending on, again, where we are in our body. We all have different restrictions, mobilities, and sometimes we're just feeling good and healthy. So let's just doing a little cool down here as we bring butterfly Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet kissing soles of the feet. You can use your blocks like a little prop here if that feels good for you. And just notice your mobility in your hips. Notice it in your hamstrings, right? Sometimes it's not in the cards, so just do what works best for you, my lovely friends. And I invite you, my lovely writer friends, to allow movement to be a part of your daily life. And especially the days when we're writing and we're like, I don't have time, I need to get this writing done. I know I wake up early and I'll do it before the kids wake up and I'll push off my workout or push off my yoga. And I know that I'm less creative or I'm less apt to be doing this stuff. So knowing that movement creates emotion, right? Motion creates emotion. So we're going to inhale, bring that breath up. So if you're ever feeling stuck, right, or you're having that writer's block, that sometimes happens, know that that doesn't mean you're not a writer today, right? Eckhart Tolle says that. It doesn't mean you're not a writer today. It just means that that's not your purpose of the day. So that maybe those days when you're having that writer's block, get up, go for a walk, play with your kids, cook some food, move around, let your body take you to a new place, and then maybe these like moments of inspiration will come. Even in the shower, those are great moments. Awesome work, my lovely friends. And from here, my friends, we're gonna meet in our crisscross applesauce. And however that looks best for you, some people, I know that crisscross applesauce isn't in the card, so you can grab a chair, you can bring your feet forward, find your seat, and we're just gonna finish with a little breath practice, because breath is our anchors that helps us slow and still some of the thoughts. So when we are writing, we can be more clear and concise and focused versus just having this dump of confusion, and then we're left trying to edit a big load of crap, and that can be really hard. And I'm sure you know what I mean, right? Okay, so find your grounding. You could set your hands on your knees, or if you're feeling like you need more grounding on the belly, or if you're feeling you need a little bit of love today, hands on the heart, or you can bring your hands near your throat to just encouraging you to speaking your truth. That can be a good one. So close those eyes, find length in the spine, and we're gonna take 10 conscious breaths on your own. So for this, we're gonna just do a really long lengthened inhale into the heart, followed by an organic exhale out. So today I'm struggling with my inhale, so I always push myself to do things that I'm struggling with to help with that. So this is the Piraka Pranayama. So take 10 of these at your own pace. Let your breath flow like the ocean. Halfway there. And if that one's tricking you up, maybe switch the flow in organically. Inhale, followed by a lengthened exhale for the Rechaka Pranayama. And sorry, my kids are getting wacky. And this is us working through distractions. Awesome work. Finish up your last breath work. Bring those palms, kissing palms to the heart. And the writer and the author and the creative being inside of me honors and acknowledges that creative writing, amazing talent that lives within you. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you back here very soon. Love to you and happy writing. And don't get down on yourself when the creativity doesn't just flow organically. Just take it one project at a time, one day at a time. Bye.